not by working for years and slowly building toward it. By going to Miami in March 2025, ranked 140th with 2 career WTA wins, and in the space of 7 days making it impossible to ignore her. The Filipino diaspora, spread across Australia, the Gulf states, North America, the UK, mobilized in a way global tennis had never seen before. Flags in Miami, queues around the block at Melbourne Park, press conferences with 6-figure viewership. As of now, March 2026, she has a career-high ranking of 31, the highest-ranked Filipino in the history of the WTA. She visited Nike's global headquarters in Oregon, and her portrait now hangs in the Ambassador Tunnel, alongside the greatest athletes Nike has ever worked with. She was named Philippines Female Athlete of the Year for the 8th time since 2019, and the Philippine Women's Open, the first WTA event ever held in the Philippines, exists because the WTA recognized that the demand she had created made it commercially necessary. That last one, I want to sit on for a second. An entire country gets its first WTA event, not because of a funding bid, not because of a long campaign from a national federation, because one player became famous enough that the WTA needed to be there. That is not a player. That is a movement. So, is she the real deal? Here's my honest verdict. She has done things no Filipino tennis player has come close to doing. Her record against top 10 opponents is 3-2. She has shown that she belongs on the same court as the best players in the world. But she is 20 years old. Her serve is a liability against the players who can punish it. Clay is still a problem. The 2025 back half showed that the tour has worked out how to make life difficult for her, and that she does not yet have the full arsenal to be dangerous. The hype isn't ahead of Alex Eala, but she isn't yet ahead of the hype either. She's done enough to earn the attention, but not yet enough to fully justify it on results alone. After she beat Swiatek, someone asked her whether this was the kind of success she had imagined for herself when she first arrived on tour. I think every single player here has envisioned themselves as a successful tennis player. In the end, the goal is to win slams, to get the rankings. I think this is a good step towards where I want to be. She beat the number 2 player in the world as a wild card, in front of a country that never had a reason to watch women's tennis, and she called it a good step. That was 1 year ago. Since then, first WTA final, first Grand Slam main draw win, first WTA 125 title, first SE Games gold, career high ranking, first WTA event ever held in her country. About 20 first times for a nation that had been waiting for all of them. And she's only 20 years old. If you're not watching her, you're going to miss the rest of it. If you enjoyed this deep dive, please hit that like button and subscribe. See you in the next one. Ranked 140th in the world, 2 WTA wins, total, her entire career. A 19-year-old from the Philippines, a country that had never put a player inside the top 100, never had a reason to watch women's tennis. And Iga Swiatek was across the net. 5 Grand Slams. Ranked number 2 in the world. On a 38-match winning streak against players outside the top 50. She broke Swiatek's serve 8 times, in 2 sets. And the question is not just who she is, the question is, how does something like this happen? There are 2 stories about Alex Eala circulating right now. One of them is real. One of them was invented by people who saw her name trending and decided to manufacture drama around it. By the end of this video, you'll know the difference. And the real story is extraordinary enough that the invented one is completely unnecessary. Here's what we're doing today. We're starting with a 4-year-old girl in Quezon City, the Philippines. And we're tracing everything from that first tennis racket to what happened in a stadium in Miami that made an entire country stop what it was doing. We're going to break down what actually makes her good, not just the highlights, but the specific qualities that let a 140-ranked wildcard dismantle the number 2 player in the world. We're going to go through the controversies and name the fake ones explicitly, because you deserve to know what's real. And at the end, I'll give you my honest verdict. Is the hype in front of the player, behind her, or right where it should be? There's a reason this story has captured people who don't even follow tennis. Let's get into it. Her name is Alexandra Eala, born May 23, 2005, in Quezon City, Philippines. Her mother, Riza, was a national swimmer, an SEA Games bronze medalist. Her uncle ran the Philippine Sports Commission. Sport was in the architecture of this family, not just the blood, but tennis was not the plan. It was her grandfather, Bobby Maniego, who put a racket in a 4-year-old's hands on a court nowhere near the WTA Tour. No grand design, no prodigy program, just a grandfather and a child. Something happened on that court, something that 8 years later would catch the attention of people in Mallorca, Spain. She was 12 when she won Les Petites As, the most prestigious junior tournament in the world, the one they call the Wimbledon of Juniors. On the same year, an invitation arrived, the Rafa Nadal Academy. And at the tender age of 12 years old, she said yes. Tony Nadal, the man who coached Rafael Nadal from childhood to 14 Grand Slam titles, was there, 45 courts, elite juniors from 40 countries. And here is the thing I want you to understand about what she was walking into. There was no template for this. No Filipino had ever been ranked in the WTA Top 100. Not once. Not in 50 years of professional women's tennis. She was building the road as she walked it. Over the next 2 years, Eala stacked titles. 2020, Australian Open Junior Doubles. She's 14, the youngest player in the tournament. 2021, French Open Junior Doubles. She's just turned 16. She's now a 2-time Junior Grand Slam champion. These are extraordinary results. But they are also doubles titles. Shared glory. Shared pressure. The question every tennis observer was quietly holding was whether she could do it alone, in singles, on the biggest stage juniors has. 2022. The US Open Girls Singles. New York. She did not drop a single set the entire tournament. In the quarterfinals, she beat Mira Andreeva, at the time an unknown junior, today a top 10 WTA professional who has won WTA 1000 titles. In the final, she beat Lucy Havlikova 6-2, 6-4, without ever being in serious danger. First Filipino in history to win a Grand Slam singles title, at any level, in the entire history of the sport. Here's the part that gets left out of every highlights reel. Because winning a junior Grand Slam and making it on the professional tour are not the same thing. They are not even close to the same thing. The junior circuit is a controlled environment. Players your age, similar development levels, familiar names. The professional tour is something else entirely. Grown women who have been grinding for a decade. Experienced coaches building match plans specifically designed to break you. A ranking system that starts you at the bottom regardless of what you've accomplished as a junior. At age 17, Eala attempted to qualify for a Grand Slam for the first time at the 2023 Australian Open. She lost. She kept going. By 2024, she was attempting all 4 Grand Slams. She failed to qualify for every single one. All qualifying rounds. All losses. By the end of 2024, 5 ITF titles, 3 doubles titles, never a Grand Slam main draw, ranked just outside the top 150, 19 years old. And the tennis world was quietly asking the question nobody wanted to say out loud. Was she going to be one of those players? A junior champion who couldn't transition? Quick pause to ask you if you're new here to please subscribe. It really helps my new channel grow so I can keep making great tennis content for you. March 2025. The Miami Open. One of the 5 biggest tournaments in women's tennis. She gets a wild card. Ranked 140th with only 2 career WTA wins. In the press room, there are no journalists pulling up her file. Round 1. Katie Volinets. Eala wins. Nobody notices. Round 2. Jelena Ostapenko. The 2017 French